Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video we will look at the session storage inside JavaScript. So session storage, actually there is two types of storage: local storage, session storage, and cookies. So in this specific video we'll talk about session storage. From the name itself, it actually processed over a session. So whenever you open a browser window inside your application, so let's suppose I open this browser right here in this active session. This storage will only be accessible right here. Let me take an example right here and show to you. This is actually the simple HTML file that I've declared, and I'm including this script.js file. So now to declare the session storage, we actually have this method. You just need to write session storage and it is accessible using this keyword session storage. And then there are two methods available: either get item. You can get a item using a key value pair, and then you can set a item in the session storage. These are the two methods: get and set, get item and set item. And also there is a third method, which is remove item, which is useful if you want to remove or delete something from the session storage. And if you also want to clear everything, there is a clear method as well. These are the different methods which are available in session storage. So first of all, we will set a item inside the session storage. So we'll use this method of set item, and here you need to provide a key value pair. So whatever is the key, and then here comes the value. So you can give any key of your choice. So let's suppose you're storing username inside your application. You will set the key as username, and then the whatever is the value the user submits. So let me hard code this value as John. So we have actually submit this information in the session storage using this method set item, and we actually have the key as username and the actual value, which is John. So we are storing this information John with the key parameter, which is username. So now we have successfully set this information. Now if you want to retrieve this information from the session storage, we again will use the second method. So now to console log this information on the screen, we can simply just write session storage dot get item, and here we need to specify this key parameter. In order to get this data, we need to specify the key here. So here we need to specify this key, which is username. This needs to be same. And if you try to go to the console right here, so you will actually see this John will be printed out. This is the information which is available in the session storage. And if you also want to see this information in the session storage, you can even go to the application tab. There is this application tab right here, and then there is this section out there inside storage. We have different kind of storage inside the browser. We have the local storage, session storage. We need to go to this session storage, and we have this data. And if you now see, there is actually this username property which is actually stored, and we have this value which is John. So it is storing the key. This is actual key parameter, and this is actual value. So in this way you can store your data inside session storage, and it is actually shown to you. So now we are simply retrieving this data and showing it in the console. So in this way, these are the two methods. We can even set multiple things right here. We can again write session storage set item, and we can set a age property as well, which is 25. And if you refresh now, you will actually see there will be two properties, which is age and username. So you can actually store multiple items in session storage. It can even be an object as well. So let's suppose we have a user object, and which contains these two properties, username as John and the age property, which is, so now we, instead of storing a variable, we can store an object. So we can simply say info, and we can simply store an object. So what you will see, if you go to the tab, you will see now this info is an object rather than this is a variable. This is actually an object. So in this way, you can retrieve this object very simply by getting this info. So now we can actually show it on the screen as well in the console. This is actually an object right here. So what we need to do, we need to print out the username property. So it is comes out to be undefined. I think it's an object. Okay, sorry, this is actually we need to store it session storage dot get item, and I think we need to convert this into JSON. So JSON dot parse, and then we can console log it. I think JSON dot stringify we need to say console output. Let me just session storage get item. Okay, sorry, this key parameter is info. Sorry, this was the problem. You need to set it to info. This is info, not user. So it's actually an object here. So there is will be, I think, two properties here which will be. Let me ask a question to ChatGPT how to retrieve this information. So in this case, you can use ChatGPT for that. How to print the info? It is not outputting. When you store an object in session storage using set item, JavaScript converts it to a string because session storage only stores strings. So this is the information. It doesn't store objects, it only stores strings. So you need to first convert your object into a string with JSON stringify and then parse it back to JSON parse when retrieving it. So first of all, whenever you're storing an object in session storage, we need to convert into a string using JSON.stringify, and then whenever you are retrieving that object, you need to convert to a JSON dot parse. So what we do need to do, so in this example here we have this two object which contains two properties, username and age, and whenever you're storing it in the session storage, we need to convert this into a JSON JavaScript string using JSON.stringify. So it converts it into a string. This object that you see, it converts it into a string and then store it in the session storage. And then when we are retrieving this object, we actually convert back to an object from a string using JSON.parse. And now we can console log this information. That is the dot syntax. We can use output dot username, output dot age. So if you try to see this information in the browser, you will see John, username is John, age is 25. So in this way you can store objects in session storage. We actually stored this object which contains two properties, username and age. So the thing about session storage is that it only persists over a session. So whenever you close this window, close this browser window, it vanishes. All this information is get deleted. So it doesn't basically store information on the browser. It only stores information about a particular session. So whenever you open this application in the browser in a particular session, it stores this information in a particular session. So that session storage is only persisted over a session. So now when you open a new tab, when you open a new session, a new set of variables get created automatically. So this is the thing about session storage. It doesn't stick over multiple sessions. It only sticks to a particular window where your application has. It also has methods. If you do want to wipe the data out, there is a method which you can use, which is session storage dot clear. So it will actually delete everything from session storage. Whenever you call this method, it will vanish, it will delete everything. So now if you check the session storage, you will actually see all the data has been cleared. So if you uncomment this line, let's suppose, so if I uncomment this line, so you will actually see all the data will be there. Again, all the data will be there, but if you uncomment, you will see the data will be gone. So in this way, this is the mini crash course on session storage, how to set information, how to get information, how to delete information from session storage. So this is one kind of storage in JavaScript. Other storage are supported, local storage or cookies. We will discuss it in the next video. So thank you very much for watching this video, and do check out my website as well, which is freemediatools.com, which is an open source website for audio, video and image tools. And I will be seeing you in the next video.